From the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
The Colts improved to 5-2 on the season just before welcoming in the Ravens, who also sit at 5-2. I'm Lara Overton, and this is Colts 360. Well, before we preview the battle against Baltimore, we want to recap the dominance in Detroit with the Colts getting that 41-21 victory over the Lions.
We're getting ready for Week 8. It's the Indianapolis Colts on the road taking on the Detroit Lions. The punt is blocked by the Lions. It's on the turf around the 35-yard line, and it's recovered by Jamie Collins. Stafford on 2nd and 3, throws over the middle. The ball's caught at the 5-yard line into the end zone, and that's Marvin Jones for a touchdown. 25-yard pitch and catch, Stafford to Jones. Rivers on play action, 1st and 10. He throws it right side to Nyheim Hines. He catches it in space, 20, 15. He's at the 10, spins out of a tackle, dives to the pylon, and he spins across the goal line, and he does flips to the end zone. Touchdown, Nyheim Hines. On their own 35-yard line, Stafford backs the throw, steps up in the pocket. He's going to be wrapped down and sacked at the 32, and it's Tyquan Lewis. Ball down at the 7-yard line, 1st and goal from there. Right side, Jack Doyle catches the ball at the 5 and cruises into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Colts have the lead for the first time today. It is 13-7. Jack Doyle finds the end zone in back-to-back weeks with 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the second quarter. Stafford out of the gun, plants, and he's going to be wrapped up again. He's sacked, and it's Danico Autry. The ball is at the Detroit 29-yard line. The Colts are in field goal range here. Rivers throws off his back foot, lofts it down the far sideline. The ball's caught. Nyheim Hines, touchdown, I-N-D-Y. 2 of them on the first half today by Nyheim Hines, and the Colts lead it 20-7. Stafford feeling pressure. Darius Leonard strips the ball. The ball is out, and the Colts have it. The Maniac strips it from Matthew Stafford, and Justin Houston picks up the fumble recovery, and the Colts have their takeaway. 3rd and goal. Rivers under center. Hands off to Wilkins, and he's in there. Job. Jordan Wilkins, his first touchdown in 2020. Touchdown, I-N-D-Y, and the Colts are back on top by 2 scores. Lead is only 12, so the Colts are going to go for 2. They're going to line up in this 2-point play. 2 receivers stacked left and right, ball in the far hash, and they're going to hand it off to Wilkins, racing outside towards the goal line, and he gets in. The 2-point conversion is good. Jordan Wilkins scores the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and the Colts are up 28-14. It's picked off by the Colts. Kenny Moore runs it into the end zone for a touchdown. How about that? A pick 6 for the Colts. Kenny Moore steps right in front of the pass and cruises down the near sideline for a touchdown. 1st and 10 to the 20-yard line. He's going to be brought down, sacked again. Danico Autry, his 2nd sack of the ball game. Stafford out of the gun, looks left, throws upfield, end zone, ball's caught, touchdown. And it's Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones now has 2 receiving scores on the day. Trey Burton in the Wildcat formation. Direct snap to him. Now he's going to take it off right edge, looking to cut back, and he is tripped up.
He scored. I think he got it in the
1-yard line, but he stretched the ball across the end zone, and that's a touchdown. And the Colts find the end zone with their rushing score from their tight end. Stafford backs the throw on 2nd down. Colts coming with pressure, and they get him. The 5th sack of the day and the 2nd of the afternoon for big Tyquan Lewis. Indianapolis wins for the second straight week. It's the Colts 41 and the Lions 21.
What's up? Hi guys, Nyheim here. Hope you guys had a great time watching this.
Boom! I told you I was back, baby. Gotta go.
Head coach Frank Reich joins us now on Colts 360. And coach, against Detroit, your defense making plays all over the field. 5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, that pick 6, a forced fumble, that fumble recovery. How much juice is this defense playing with? And now how do they sustain it after what they've done through the first 6 games of the season?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing with a ton of juice. And, you know, the way to sustain it is to keep that edge of playing with great aggressiveness and tenacity, but also great discipline. That's really how those big plays come. It's that combination of those two, so we just need to keep that going.
I said 6 games, I mean 7 games, because you're now at 5-2 after the win in Detroit, so I have to correct myself. And I want to go now to Phillip Rivers, because back-to-back games that he's had 3 touchdowns. I don't want to say what's the difference been, because that would indicate that you guys have changed something, and in fact you guys have been very consistent in your approach. But is it just that Phillip is clicking within this offense?
Yeah, I just think really as a unit, you know, we're getting better, which we should be. And it's not always going to be, you know, straight up. I mean, we're going to have, you know, I'm sure it's you know, we'll have some down moments, but the last couple games he's been really accurate, really great decision making. And, you know, our defense has been helping, you know, giving us good field position, doing what they do. But Phillip has just he's played good the whole year, but especially well the last couple games.
A guy who played particularly well last weekend as well, Jordan Wilkins, led the team in carries. He had 89 rushing yards, a career high, with that touchdown. It really seems like when you watch him, his patience, his vision are just a few of the attributes that he's really strong. But what in particular are the strengths that he has, and how are those a complement to Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right in what you mentioned, Lara. But the other one that comes across to me all the time is he's got great balance. You know, he's got great balance. So, you know, he got that patience and visions that you're talking about. Then a bump here, a bump there. He just has a great way of sustaining and keeping his balance and getting those extra yards. So, and it is a change of pace with all 3 of our guys. You know, we like to mix them up, but certainly Jordan really provided a spark against Detroit for sure.
And Jordan hadn't had many snaps in the previous 2 games. How can it be an advantage to have a running back who defenses haven't necessarily been able to get a lot of film on?
I think there's a little bit of advantage there. I don't think it's a huge advantage, but it is a little bit of a different feel. You know, you're expecting a certain kind of runner, you know, in Jonathan, and all of a sudden, you know, Jordan's in there, and it feels a little bit different than what they've been watching on film. So I think the defenses, you know, they get that feel. You know, they adjust pretty quickly as far as getting a feel for the new runner, but certainly can be a little edge to start.
Lamar Jackson is one who even casual football fans can just see how exciting that he is as a quarterback. As a quarterback yourself, as a coach, how do you just explain how unique Lamar Jackson is?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think, you know, we're in a league where it's the best of the best. And then you have a handful of guys like Lamar who have physical traits that even go beyond the best of the best. They go into this elite category. And that's really, I think, what Lamar, you know, brings to the table because of his quickness and speed for that position. It's just rare. I mean, it's just rare how fast, how quick, how good a vision he has, and what a great playmaker he is. And then he's obviously proven that he can hurt you both with scrambling on his feet, but then when he's scrambling, he likes to keep his eyes down the field and make big plays down there as well.
A lot of attention certainly goes to Lamar Jackson, rightfully so. But how do you just explain the number of other weapons that he has and attempting to try to contain those with your defense?
Yeah, well, for the Ravens, it all starts with their run game, and so their backs have been great. You know, Mark Ingram and the whole crew of them have been great. You look at their stat line every week; they spread it around almost like we do. You know, one back's got 80 yards, the other one's got 70, and then Lamar's got 60. So it adds up pretty quick. So they spread it around, they keep you off balance. And then with their play, you know, because they run it so well, you know, they can hurt you with the boots and the play actions and stuff like that. So great challenge for our defense. Really a great challenge for our defense this week against a really potent Ravens offense.
In mentioning Lamar Jackson and the multitude of things that he does so well in practices with your scout team, how do you replicate that?
You really can't. you want to, every now and then you might try to take a receiver, like, maybe this week at some point we take a receiver, put him at sneak him in there at quarterback, and what does it feel like when he all of a sudden takes off and scrambles in a play. But it is really hard. That's just the thing, when you got a guy who has elite skill at that position, it's hard to replicate.
This month of November, how do you keep your guys focused 1 week at a time, one game at a time, especially when you have such a tough stretch of the schedule and you have these upcoming opponents like a Thursday nighter that's a divisional game? How do you keep them disciplined and locked in each week?
I think the way that we stay disciplined is by staying disciplined the whole year. This is just our MO. This is how we operate. We're 1% better every week. We're 1-0. So this is really nothing new for us. It wouldn't matter what days we were playing on, what games or opponents, what their records were. This is just the way we operate from day one.
Coach, always appreciate the time. Good luck on Sunday.
Thanks, Lara.
He's the running back who will make your head spin. And not just for his impressive touchdowns, Nyheim Hines flips out as he catches the eyes of the most decorated American gymnast of all time. Next on Colts 360.
A message from your local mile. Sports are a victory for our entire community.
Rivers on play action, 1st and 10. He throws it right side to Nyheim Hines. He catches it in space, 20, 15. He's at the 10, spins out of a tackle, dives to the pylon, and he spins across the goal line, and he does flips to the end zone. Touchdown, Nyheim Hines.
We had to watch the play again because it is one we can just not see enough of. Nyheim Hines, tough to say what was more impressive, the touchdown catch and run itself, especially with that spin move you had to throw in, or the celebration in the end zone itself. Now, your twin sister, Naya, told me that you would actually practice flips like those with the cheerleading squad. But how did you figure out that you had that in your repertoire?
As a kid, I grew up, they always called me Stuntman, and I used to watch a lot of wrestling. And truthfully, I learned how to do like half of the flip just from watching Jeff Hardy do a signature trick off a turnbuckle. And then one day I just completed the flip, so I knew how to do a half. And then I figured out how to do a full on trampoline. Then after that, my best friend Mike Dehaney and I, we used to always go around the neighborhood and just flip off of trees and all that stuff. So been doing that flip since about 7th or 6th grade now. So happy I got to go out there and just play some talent on the football field.
How long had you been waiting to pull that out, though, in a touchdown celebration?
Been waiting a while. Sometimes with the emotion and you just blank out sometimes when you score. So every time you score a touchdown, it's just like a feeling that you will never forget. So I just forget in the moment. So I'm happy, I just remember doing the moment.
What's the hardest part of the execution, especially when you have cleats, pads, helmet, everything on?
The hardest thing probably is just getting up in the air. You got the pads weighing you down, and if you don't get a good jump, you may not get around, or you got to rotate a little bit faster. Like on the second one, I didn't get a good jump on it, so I had to do a little bit more work to get around. So I think just take off.
Once you got in the end zone the first time, how determined were you to make it a second one on the day?
You never know when you never know when the time's coming. That's the good thing about our offense. We have a lot of weapons, and some days you could have 2 touchdowns, and the next day it's spread around. And we have a lot of dynamic players, and even on the touchdowns, those are great plays. The first touchdown too, I had a great block to spring me off. So we all playing hard for each other, and shoot, I didn't really know 2 touchdowns were coming my way, but you got to take what the defense gives you and make the most of the opportunity.
What was the reaction on the sidelines, especially from your coaches, from Coach Reich and Coach Rathman?
They were just excited to make a play. I don't think they didn't say anything about the flip. I'm not going to do that many more flips. I'm sure Coach Reich doesn't like seeing it too much. But just really making a play, we needed a spark. And, I love having opportunities, spark the offense a little bit. Just after that play happened, we just kept going and kept rolling. And we're going to keep building on this and have momentum.
You went full spooky season on the pregame cleats. You had some very festive ones pregame. Tell me about the inspiration for those.
Really just have a guy, Mike Phillips. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina, from the same hometown. He has his shoe store and he designs and customizes shoes and cleats and sells shoes. He's been doing it for since I was in high school. So I've been a fan and supporting him for a long time. So I'm always happy when I get to go out there and represent people from my city who are doing great things just like me, just another avenue of life.
So what do you do with them now? Because those are kind of a one you can only really wear on Halloween weekend, right?
Oh yeah, I have a little collection at home. I have a collection of a bunch of cleats at home. I'm just gonna keep them and maybe frame them or something. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Maybe wear them at practice. But they're definitely special to me, and got a lot of nice cleats from some guys. So hopefully I'll just keep the cleat game going strong this year.
Getting the recognition of Olympic champion Simone Biles on social media, where does that rank among your athletic accolades, the many that you have so far in your career?
It's a pretty cool gig. The only one I can think of that's just as cool as that, from the combine, I remember leaning at the line and Lolo Jones actually tweeted me about it. I actually tweeted her back and got her to follow myself and my sister, which is pretty cool. But having Simone Biles, one of the best, if not the best, gymnasts of all time, critiquing it and actually saying she was impressed was pretty humbling. So hopefully I can get back on her and get some notes and to stick the landing all the way.
Absolutely, Nyheim. You mentioned just how many weapons there are in this offense. How are things seemingly really clicking within the offense? When you look at Phillip, he has 3 touchdown passes now in back-to-back games. You have yourself and Jordan Wilkins, who came on so strong, especially in the second half against Detroit. Your tight ends, Trey Burton, Jack Doyle. It seems like just everything is coming together to this point in the season.
Yeah, I mean, even before the bye week when Phillip threw for like 380 yards, we could just see it starting to click. And it seems like we're starting to get some momentum and we're starting to click. And as ball players, tight ends, running backs, and receivers, we just have to make the most of the opportunity. We never know when the ball's coming our way, and everybody's more than capable. So, we got to go out there and hoop. I just start hearing that with the receivers, so we're all on the sideline screaming, let's hoop. So that's what we got to do. We get the ball out there, you got to make the most opportunity and try to hoop.
When you look at this November schedule, it is a gauntlet. Up next, you have Lamar Jackson and the Ravens at home, the reigning NFL MVP. What do you admire and respect about him, especially as a quarterback who has such a threat as a runner? Because I'm thinking you guys probably played against each other back in college when he was at Louisville and you were at NC State.
Yeah, Lamar's different. He's a different type of competitor, different breed of guy. And truthfully, I watched him for 3 years in college. We left early the same year, and each year just seeing him grow and just growing a relationship with Lamar and knowing Lamar, it's been great to see him grow. And just all the people that were down him his freshman year of college, sophomore year of college was the Heisman. Junior year, we both going to the NFL, and both have different journeys. But to see how he's led that team and he's been playing great football, it's going to be a big challenge for us next week.
Nyheim, always appreciate the time. We look forward to more acrobatics and more entertaining celebrations throughout the season. Still ahead on Colts 360, there's much more to preparing for game day than just practices, treatment, and watching film. We introduce you to one of those behind the scenes, integral in keeping the horseshoes healthy for game day. That's next.
Spiraling kick, backing up Nyheim Hines. 25, 30, 35, 40. He's going to go. Nyheim Hines, a punt return for a touchdown. Here we go again. He's at the 40-yard line, spins off a block. He's at the 45, he's at the 50. Near sideline, he may go. Touchdown, Nyheim Hines. His second punt return touchdown today. Holy my!
This weekend, the Colts will look to again protect their house as they welcome in the toughest home opponent yet in the Baltimore Ravens. And it takes an entire team behind the scenes throughout the week to get the team ready to take the field on game day. One of those among them, team nutritionist Kirsten Gregorich.
Oh no. 0 for 2?
Yeah.
All right, what you need? I'm Kirsten Gregorich. I'm the team nutritionist with the Colts. The schedule is very routine, so each week is pretty similar, but there's a lot of differences just based on players that get injured, what their needs are. Daily, I'm at all the meals here, just helping guys make sure they have a good balanced meal so they're ready to go for practices. I go out to practices with the team. I help with pre-practice stuff and making sure they're getting everything they need going into practice. Most important tool right here. I help with making sure they're getting some good nutrients post-practice and helping with recovery. These are just the different supplements that we offer to the players. It's up to them if they want to take them, but they all have different evidence-based scientific research behind them showing that they are beneficial in the right circumstances for the right individual. We have a lot of picky guys. T.Y. Hilton is probably one of the pickiest. I mean, he eats kind of a good variety, but he eats the same thing every day because he's very regimented with what he eats. So for example, like not a ton of vegetables going in. So I try to get him to drink the naked juices that have like pureed vegetables that you don't really taste because it's covered by fruit. I love the team atmosphere, and so here I feel like I'm a part of the team. Win or lose, I feel like I take that personally and am trying to get better and help make sure that the players are ready to go come game day.
That's a wrap for this latest Colts 360. For all of us at Colts Productions, I am Lara Overton. Thanks for spending part of your weekend with us, and have a great Colts game day.